get started. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Lenny. This is Big Girls Really Do Cry, and this is the Banish Bin. And tonight we have our lovely guest over here, who is Andrew, Monumental UK. I have put your link in the bottom if you want to say hello and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you for introducing me as lovely. That is the first time somebody's called me that who hasn't been my mother. I am Andrew from Monumental UK, a YouTube channel dedicated to reselling and mental health, because I'm mental and I resell, basically. Although mostly I just seem to get drunk on the internet these days because, you know, there's not much else to do in lockdown.
So if anyone hasn't seen this before, where have you been? That's one thing. But basically, the Banish Bin is kind of like a play on Room 101, if you don't know what that is. It's basically, I give Andrew 8 categories, and he has to choose 3 items that you would prefer didn't exist for whatever reason. So hopefully he's chose 3 items per category, and he then tells us what they are. I then see if I can counter argue any of them, save anything that I might prefer to keep, and with the remaining 2, and then open it up to the chat, who then choose which one gets banished. And that is it, basically. That is how it works.
And obviously I'm going to win.
Well, you can't really, well, I suppose you get one thing banished, so you win in that sense.
I'm going to win the entire contest. I will beat all of the opposition. They will all be banished.
All right, so I'm going to say a few hellos and then we'll get started. So hi Joan, hi Abby, hi Dodo, hi Chris, hi Porgies, hi Lee. Joan likes your haircut.
Oh, thank you, John.
Hi Derek. He says, never heard of this guy before.
I've never heard of Derek. Is that the tat doctor?
No, it's the other one, the peddling one.
Oh, the cat peddler.
Yeah, him. And then we'll have Nia. We've got Ian, Richard, Ed, Carl, Sarah, and Dave the Gent. So I'm at the bottom. If anyone else pops in and I see you, I'll say hi as we go along. Oh, hi, Peter. Peter, I just mentioned you actually, well, before we went live. You're next on my list, Peter. But if you can't do next Tuesday, if you can, that's great. If you can't, we'll come to some arrangement. But either 7:30 or 9 o'clock, whichever you prefer. Lenny, have you run out of proper guests and have resorted to grabbing random blokes off the street? Yeah, that was it. Hi, Ian.
That Mr. Mandry, is it? Is he?
Hi, Lana. What's that reflection in your glasses, Andrew? It doesn't quite work on this one, does it? Hi, Gemma.
I have literally written down the answers to the questions before coming live. That is what I've been doing while Lainey was live with a trivia quiz. I was sat here writing the answers to this.
Hi, Junie. Hi, Mike. Hi, Gina. Right, so we'll get started. So the first category I gave you was things people do. So what's the first thing that people do that you want to banish?
Bullying / trolling, I've written, which I view as the same thing. I don't think anybody will argue with me about this one. I have no time for people who bully or attempt to intimidate others because of their own issues or insecurities. You know, growing up as a young, very attractive, charming man as I was, but being tall and autistic, I was often target for bullies growing up. And I didn't really know it or understand what it was about or what was going on. But it certainly had lasting impact on my life. So definitely get rid of those. And then it seems like those people then become trolls on the internet, which I have no understanding for the mentality of. That I view as actually even worse, because at least, if you've been bullied by somebody, you can see them face to face, can't you?
Yeah.
On the internet, don't even have the opportunity to see them face to face. So it all washes off me. It's, I enjoy the attention, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people who have been deeply distressed by the actions of others. So yeah, ban him, banish him, get rid of him, burn him alive.
Like, I've had some issues with bullying years ago when I was really young, and then obviously the trolling thing happens sometimes. I've had some. I just instantly block them. Instantly block them. I don't give them a response. Just block them. Get rid. I don't understand it. I haven't got a clue why people would do that. If you're that sad and that insecure about yourself that you have to take it out on other people or whatever it is that you think you're doing, then that's just, it's not good. You know what I mean? Like,
I think anything that where people are like deliberately trying to attack other people's mental or physical health is, awful, really. So yeah, so that's the first category done. I've won that one already. Hands down, job done.
All right. So what's your second one?
Right. I kind of assumed I'd just won that one, but yeah. Okay. Second one, reselling. I think people should be banned from reselling because I did not want the competition. To be honest, if there were no other resellers, I would be a very rich man now. So yeah, I want to ban people from reselling.
Things people do in that they're not allowed to resell.
Yes.
That's the basis of it.
Yep.
Apart from you.
Apart from me, nobody else in the world is allowed to resell because I could become a millionaire if I was the only person allowed to be a reseller.
That is true.
Yeah, there's in fact, everyone who's watching this now who's a reseller.
But the thing is, you could become a millionaire with all the other resellers, which is therefore more of an achievement.
Yeah, but I like the easy way.
Well, that's not.
Who wants to work hard when they don't have to?
Yeah, but there's other resellers who are making a lot of money, probably more American style, aren't they?
Yeah, but they have to work hard.
And then they employ people as well. Like
if I have no competition, I don't have to work hard. Job done.
And Derek says, where would you get your stock from if there was no resellers?
It's easy. I'd steal it.
Steal it. Hi, Ali. Hi, Lee. Right. Okay, and your last one?
What have I got on the list here? People who refuse to socially distance. I'm sure this has probably come up before on the Banish bin. Like, I'm a man who is clinically extremely vulnerable. I could theoretically die from the COVID virus. I mean, obviously, I'm on a vaccine now, but I also didn't find out until I got the vaccine that I was clinically extremely vulnerable. So, cheers for that. But
that happened to a few.
But it's like, that has made me more conscious of people around me. Let's be honest, to disease carriers. I don't want these disease carriers coming in my face, leaning over me to grab the fucking tomatoes like they did today. But I'm like, sorry, excuse me a second, please. I said, I'm stood here. You need to be 2 meters away from me. I said, there's about 5 million packs of tomatoes here. Yeah, you're not going to miss out the few seconds that it takes me to grab a pack by you, having to wait that few seconds, are you? Go grab something else that you need. You know, if there's someone here,
Yeah.
but don't lean across me, breathing your diseases, your germs, and even worse, brushing against me and touching me. You know, I don't like being touched anyway, unless it's by a hottie. But you know, so yeah, ban him. Basically, in fact, I could just change that to people. That would be much easier.
I do think that a lot of people don't socially distance. I think a lot of people didn't do it from the start, to be honest. Like, you know, if I went in the supermarket in the start, I would wait until a person had moved out of the way, and then I'd go to that place that I wanted to get whatever it was I wanted. I wouldn't, but I've had people reach across us and things like that. And whilst I don't think you would catch it from rubbing against someone's arm or whatever, I still think that if you can't follow that simple thing, then what else are you not doing? Are you not washing your hands? Are you not, you know what I mean? Are you not doing? But at the same time, I just came to the decision that I could only control what I did, and I wasn't going to worry about what other people did or didn't do, if you know what I mean.
I'm an argumentative bastard. I'll argue with him.
So
I cause a scene in Lidl. No problem doing that at all. What are the staff? They're going to say, oh, you know, we'll chuck him out because he's actually standing his ground and, you know, complying with the rules. You know, or people knocking into me or whatever, and I'm like, you know, we should be 2 meters apart. Why am I getting knocked into? Yeah, but just, you know, banish.
All right. So there's no reason I could say of bullying or trolling. There's no reason. You know what I mean? People who don't socially distance, again, there's not really any reason I could save them for, you know, everyone understands it's not rocket science, you know what I mean? It's you know, just wait your turn. But people just want their things then and there and just barge in or whatever. So I am going to save for the resellers.
What?
From allowing
that's the worst category here, because that's the one that stops you being a millionaire.
No, but the thing is, right, without other resellers, you wouldn't have been a reseller necessarily, because I'm assuming that it was seeing someone else resell things that gave you the idea to do it.
Yes, historically they're allowed to resell, just not anymore. I've entered the field now.
So therefore, that reason. Also, it's not impossible to make millions. It's just you have to not have a full-time job as well. So therefore, you know what I mean? You could do it essentially, but you work full-time, so therefore you can't do it. That's not all the resellers' fault.
Right, I should have put people who make me work in there, Banish Beer as well. I've missed an opportunity there.
You missed an opportunity.
Missed an opportunity, people.
So, people of the chat, I'm guessing it'll be bullies and trolls, but do you want to put in bullies and people who troll, so just put bully, or do you want people who don't socially distance, put socially?
Or resellers. Put resellers if you
no.
banned.
Resellers have been saved. Hi, Babs. Well, yeah, if they've only got one eye, then they can't. Yeah, well, they're all right. Okay. Hi, Shelley. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Paul. Some trolls are amusing.
Hello, ladies. Oh, yeah, you know, that's a good point, though. If you are trolling someone but in an amusing way, you know, you're not being offensive.
Yeah, but it's like having banter with a friend that you know is a friend and it's just a joke, you know what I mean? Whatever. That's one thing.
It's like if Stu Mandry came on YouTube, I would destroy him. He knows this. Absolutely destroy him. He would never want to do YouTube again. But, you know, it would be take them in the right way.
Then I like Mr. Mandry's quick. Hi, Jack. I always say that, hi, Jack. Here, Jack. Yeah, bullying is different. Yeah. I know trolling for some people is quite can be quite severe. Because
Well,
essentially, some trolling, if it's extreme and constant, it is essentially bullying. You know what I mean? I think if it's
yeah.
the odd troll, maybe.
Well, there have been instances of ones that I've had to report to the police before. So you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, extreme ones like that. Yeah. All right. So that's bullying and trolling. In the banish bin. All right. So your second category is food, and I've got a feeling I know what's going to be on here.
So number one on my list is onions. They are a crime against humanity, right? Yeah. But what I'm going to do is we're going to define my argument logically here. I'm not going to give in to the emotions, the massive level of emotion that I feel about the subject, right? So my reason why I think onions should be banned, right? Twofold, right? If well, probably onefold really. Onions appear in almost everything that we eat in this country. It might be different in other countries, but in this country, onions is probably the most common vegetable that appears, even in food that you don't think it's in, it appears, right? Now, so you can't really get away from it. Now, if you've got an allergy or an intolerance to this thing, you're basically going to die every time you eat a meal. Yeah, no two ways around it. You know, you're going to die unless you have fish and chips. You're okay then. But apart from that, unless you're eating fish and chips non-stop every day, which I don't recommend because you'll also die from that, then you can't get away from it, you know. So onions is the silent killer that is out there amongst the food groups, and for that reason, to save the lives of those people, like my accountant Lucas, who are, you know, allergic to onions, I feel that onions should be banished. So it's not a personal opinion. I'm just thinking of the opinion of you know all those poor people who would otherwise die. I'm saving lives, Lainey. I'm saving lives. Exactly. Onions go with everything. That's the point, isn't it? You cannot escape them. People's lives are being placed at risk by this vegetable.
Right. I don't mind onions. I'm not a huge fan of them though. And especially not raw. But
do you think people's lives should be placed at risk?
I'm not sure like people's lives are placed at risk with onions.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of like nut allergies.
Onion allergy is a real thing. Ask Lucas, the accountant. He has one.
But then
he died several times during the course.
They would know to avoid foods with.
But that's the point, though, isn't it? Because everything's got onions in.
No, because if you make it yourself, it ain't. If you buy it,
so basically, we've got to literally these people have got to be in a hermetically sealed environment, hoping that their food is not being contaminated by onions.
No, but they just have to make a spag bol from scratch and put no onions in it. Yeah, I know you've got an onion allergy, Joan, but I'm sure you told me it was made you sick, but not like, you know.
Thank you, Joan, for your support. Joan sees common sense here.
Yeah, I know she doesn't like onions.
It's Joan's life that I'm saving here.
And Onion feels bullied now.
Hello, Nick.
All right. So, what is your next?
Number 2 is shallots. I believe that shallots should be banned, right? Because these are part of the evil onion family that are, again, threatening people's lives on a global, daily basis.
Right. Can I just stop you for a second? Is your third item spring onions?
How did you guess? It is, indeed.
Because there's some sort of theme here.
Yes, I believe that anything that is linked to onions should be banned.
You can't choose 3 onion-related items.
Why not? There was nothing. They're also free food items. These are all different, categorized as different food items. I know because I looked on Google beforehand because I felt this argument might come
Yeah,
up.
but they're from the same family, surely.
So would you say that a leek can't be included? That's from an onion or a garlic?
Mm.
It's a different. It's closely linked, but it's not actually an onion. Don't be confused by having the. If you see the spring onion compared to what an onion looks like, totally different.
Yeah, pickled onions.
Well, if you want to chuck pickled onions in as well, we can have 4.
I had a feeling, yesterday I was thinking he's going to come up with all onion related. Like, I actually decided that it was going to be like different ways of cooking them is what you were going to come up with. But yeah.
No, I went on Google and I thought, right, let's have a look to see what's an onion but not an onion. Shallots, celery as well, apparently, which I also hate.
Yeah, I know, Lee. I'm going to have trouble tonight. All right.
So there you go. There's your choices. The reasoning is the same for all of them. I'm trying to save people's lives. I am the hero in this story.
All right. So, because you went onions, and then you went shallots, and then you went spring onion, if I just save onions, then I save all the onions. Correct us?
No.
Yeah.
I
think that works, right?
No, I don't believe that does work.
People in the chat, can we have like a vote on this, please?
No, does this look like a democracy? Do I look like the man who's ever followed the results of a vote?
This is my quiz.
My channel. I'm taking over for the night.
No, but the thing is, right? Yeah, I'm just going to save onions, which includes shallots, spring onions, leeks, any type of onion type.
I disagree purely because I've gone on Google and Google has confirmed that shallots and spring onions are different to onions. They're related, but it's like it's like if you wanted to ban 2 people, right?
Yeah, but hold on. You're using the argument now because you're saying that they're the same thing, but now you're telling me the different thing. So
the whole point was that they are different things. That's why I've got 3 separate things. Otherwise, I would not be complying with the rules of the contest, which I obviously am.
No, but the thing is I'm just going to save the onions, which therefore saves all the onions because.
No, I disagree. It saves them things that come in like the onion shape that you get in the supermarket under the category onions. They wouldn't say spring onions or shallots because they look different.
Nope. Onions
it's like saying a brother and sister are the same because they're related, but they're not, are they? They're different people.
Yeah, but then if you branch them under siblings or whatever you want,
they're still different people.
But they're still onions, and I'm saving onions. That takes all onions.
Still waiting for the logic of saving onions as well. Why do you want to put people's lives at risk here, Lainey?
I'm not putting anyone's life at risk because
Joan is dead.
I love Joan, right? And she knows that. And Joan knows I would never put her life at risk. And she knows to avoid onions and therefore doesn't eat anything with onions in because she knows to.
So we're saying because of other people's selfishness that Joan has to live a life in a hermetically sealed bubble.
But then there's loads of things I could say that about me.
I didn't say you couldn't.
But I don't take it away from everyone else.
What should we ban for, Lady? What do you want banned?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Well, we'll get to mine when I do this, but yeah. So basically, I'm not going to ask the chat because I've saved onions. That includes them all.
No, it doesn't. We've discussed this and we've agreed I'm right.
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree then. I'm right and you'll just have to be wrong. There you go.
Definitely agree I'm right.
All right then.
But controversy here.
Well, you tried to use a tactic that didn't work, is what the controversy is.
It did work. I've named 3 different vegetables. Which one do you want to say? Which one do you want to ban?
But they're all onions.
No, they're not.
And I saved onions. So there
They're
you go.
all linked to onions. My alternatives were sweet corn, which is an awful vegetable that is responsible for, explosive diarrhea in a past life, shall we say, and peas. But I don't know if sweet corn and peas would be counted as the same.
I wouldn't have thought so.
But they look the same. They're just different colours.
Yeah, but they grow different because one grows in pods and one grows out the ground. So
They both grow in the soil, though, don't they?
So are you changing it now to onions, sweet corn and peas?
Well, you won't let me have onions. You don't let me have the legitimate answer of onions.
No. It's not illegitimate.
It is legitimate, but if we want to have the different options, we could go with sweet corn and peas.
Right, we'll go with sweet corn and peas. So the thing is, right, if you'd have picked things like that I prefer, because I prefer sweet corn and peas to onion.
Right, we're going with sweet corn and peas, people. Here we go. The choice is onions, sweet corn and peas.
No, wait. So I like sweet corn. I love it off the cob. Like, it's just lovely. I also love peas.
Which one are you gonna save?
I will save peas, and then I'll let the chat decide whether they save onions, which I've got a feeling they will, or if they save sweet corn.
Come on, Joan, this is the moment.
Chat, sweet corn or onions?
Cassie wants to save Aid.
Hi, Cassie.
Shelley wants to save broccoli. Oh, hang on, I've got a spanner on this channel. I can remove answers.
No, you do not need to remove answers. No, so you need to write the one you want to banish, not the one you want to keep. So if you want to banish, did I say that the right way? Yeah.
People want to banish sweet corns by the look of this. I think sweet corn is clearly won. Landslide victory.
Yeah. So the onions are safe.
No, the onions is banished.
No, the onions is it. The sweet corn is what they've wrote, which means they want to banish them. And everyone's writing hashtag save the onion and stuff.
They've typed the wrong they've typed the wrong answer because Joan was typing sweet corn, so I think people have got confused. We'll gloss over that one. We'll just say they're both banished. We'll move on to the next question.
I'll just say that the onions are safe. All right then.
Absolutely not. Thank you, Joe. Joe voted 15 times for onion.
Yeah. And onions saying save me.
Well, that was a controversial subject, that wasn't it?
Well, what I always knew it was going to be. I just had a feeling. Any regrets in deciding and losing sweet corn, you mean? No, because he still got onions in the world. All right, moving on. Next category is films.
Right, okay, so I don't know if I'm going to get told off on this one now as well, because all of the films I've picked are part of the Star Wars saga. But there are different films within the Star Wars saga that I want to ban for different reasons. So I'm hoping that this is allowed. The first one I want to banish is the Phantom Menace. That was the film that was supposed to restart Star Wars, a brilliant new trilogy. And then it had Jar Jar Binks in. The most annoying person I have ever come across, apart from myself. In fact, he makes me look pleasant to poke with. the worst character, the worst creation in history. You know, not that we had snotty-nosed Darth Vader, who just like, you know, just an annoying kid. We did have Natalie Portman, which was a redeeming feature, but I believe she was underage at the time, so I can't say that. So that's another thing, you know, reason to get it banned. So yeah, just like, you know, this was supposed to herald, you know, the return of my favourite film sort of franchise, and you know, it just let me down. Badly let me down.
Well, as you know, and I think you'll remember that I tried to watch that and watch 40 minutes of it and like switched it off.
Says it all.
Yeah. And just, yeah.
So yeah, I want to banish the Phantom Menace.
What Star Wars do you?
May the 4th. The next film I want to banish, The Force Awakens, which was again an attempt to introduce a new Star Wars trilogy. Now, it wasn't actually that bad of a film. I mean, it was just basically the plot of Star Wars done again. But there is one reason that this film deserves to be banned. Hey, Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Emma's come here because she's got a crush on me. The film that I genuinely believe, the reason I genuinely believe this film should be banned is because they killed off Han Solo, the character who modelled himself on me. You know.
Oh.
Yeah. They killed me off in the film, Lainey. You know, and people will say that that was essential for the plot and the, you know, direction of travel for the trilogy. No, you don't kill off the best thing in Star Wars ever. You know, you just don't do it. So apologies for anyone who's not seen the film. Han Solo dies. Yeah, so they killed Han Solo. They killed my favorite character.
Right.
So for that reason, and the fact that, you know, just it failed to live up to my expectations once again, it's banned.
Stu said Andrew's more hand Solo.
I dare you.
Right, and what's the last Star Wars one then?
Then the sequel to that travesty of a film, The Last Jedi, just because it was just so fucking boring. The plot was just, I mean there wasn't one. Basically, all of a sudden, ships in Star Wars use fuel, which I hadn't really heard of as an issue before. They're running out. They're suddenly getting tracked by some fleet that using some new technology, and they're trying to escape, and that's, and they made an entire fucking film out of it. And I was just sat there, bored off my tits. Like, what is the point? You know, this is a film that's got hundreds of millions of pounds budget. You know, I could have been watching porn, Laney, to be honest. I've had a far better time. I mean, albeit shorter. But you know, it just what was the actual point in that film? And the thing that really annoys me, right, is they did two, what I thought, one really exceptional spin-off film, which was Rogue One, and they did Star Wars: A Solo. I can't remember the fucking title of it anyway. They did the Solo film, which was a good film. I enjoyed watching that. It was an enjoyable watch. Yeah, there's issues, but it was enjoyable to watch that. Which is, and you go to the cinema to enjoy yourself, don't you? To enjoy the experience. Don't sit there and be fucking bored just because somebody's decided that a film series has got to be a trilogy. We need something in the middle of this trilogy, so we'll just make a really shit chase that isn't really a chase film up.
Right. So for me personally, I don't like Star Wars. I don't like any Star Wars. So therefore, I'm not saving any of those. So I'm going to open it to the chat, and they can pick between Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, just put Menace. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, put Awakens, or Star Wars: The Last Jedi, put Jedi. Just pick one, not bin them all. Just pick one, and we shall Banish it. Onions.
Yes, I agree, Chop Chop. We should banish onions.
Menace. Jedi. 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 Awakens. So, oh. Awakens. Couple for Awakens, couple for Menace.
They can all go. I agree with you actually on that one.
Last Jedi, Menace, Awakens. Nice try, Jamie. The Phantom Onion. Right, I think it's looks like the Menace to me. I bet Jar Jar Binks likes onions.
Exactly. Putting Sapphire to him. Sapphire to him.
Right, the Menace. Phantom Menace is gone.
It's a good choice. That is probably the one I would have gone for out of all three.
Right. So the next category is people that.
Yeah. So like, I'm assuming that I didn't really understand like the difference between this and things people do, but I picked a few things. So if I've got this wrong, I apologize.
You could do it anyway. The people that speak bullshit, it could be, and then you could say the people that, I don't know. I suppose you could work in both ways, but never mind. Go on.
So the first thing I would like to banish is people that don't wash, because we talked this morning about me being in Lidl, rival to the world's greatest supermarket, right? And we talked about this person who didn't socially distance and knocked into me, whatever, getting tomatoes, right? Which is bad enough, right? But the smell that came off, and Jesus Christ, like I'm sure I saw tomatoes wilting, onions were crying. It was awful, like and you just like they might have had a glandular issue or whatever, not be able to help it. But I turned around, looked at them, and you could just tell that they just needed a good bath. Which is again increased my anxiety levels about potential death, because they're fucking looking like that. There ain't no way they've hand sanitized. No way at all. So yeah, I don't. Fine, do what you want, don't wash, whatever, but don't come out in public like with a bloody odour that is gonna knock everyone else unconscious, and don't come within 2 meters. So yeah, I'd like to banish them.
So people who don't wash,
Yeah,
as long as it's not like a medical issue.
yeah, if they've got like a medical issue that they can't help, that would be unjustly harsh.
Yeah.
I could have gone. That's why I didn't just say people who
like a mental health issue that whatever. I suppose if it's just literally laziness,
just can't be asked.
Yeah, that's different. Paul has no sense of smell, so you can study all you like, he says. Before social distancing, I used to get the smelly person next to me on the bus. Like I said, if there's an issue, someone like that they can't help or whatever, then we're not talking about that. So, right, okay. Second choice.
I have to go back to a piece of paper. Apologies. People that always give you their opinion, whether you've asked for it or not. Like we all know somebody who's always got to have an opinion on something. Like the worst actually is people who I've got an opinion on how I should be running my business. And despite the fact that I've not indicated an issue or asked for any feedback or anything, they've got to share their opinion on what they're doing wrong or whatever. It's like literally none of your fucking business at all. I've not asked you. If I ask someone for their advice, can I give it? That's fine. you've asked for that opinion. It is shared. But it absolutely does my tits in when I'm just getting people saying, "Oh, I shouldn't be doing that, shouldn't be doing that," and I'm like, "Who the fuck asked you?"
But it's not their business. It's not the way they do things.
Okay,
You just have to do what works for you. But I know what you mean.
yeah. And it's wider because, you know, people are like that about anything. They've always got to offer an opinion on something. And the reason that I don't like it is because they're usually formed because they're making judgments, and I don't like judgmental people who judge others, don't know in their context, their circumstances, etc. You know.
I think we're all guilty of judging at times in terms of like looking at someone's life and making an assumption because you don't. Yeah.
You know, as I have just done, you know, I'm entirely a hypocrite on it, but yeah, if your opinion hasn't been asked for, you don't have to give it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Night, Julie. Hi, Neil. Yeah. Michelle says, just wear a t-shirt that says, "I'm not taking notes. Thanks."
I like that.
That's cool.
But the thing is, right, the thing that really annoys me is to give your opinion and then you don't follow it because you never asked for it, you don't want it, and then they get pissed off with you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm sorry, but you just told me to do something.
Or they'd be like, "Well, I told you if you did this and this and this, but I didn't ask for your advice. Thank you." Hi, PVP.
So yeah, the accountant's future wife says I've just sent her to the Banish bin. That's different. I often ask her for her advice. You know, that's, you know, I trust her advice and her guidance. You know, that's a totally different thing. But where it's just somebody who like, you know, they've just got to fucking launch into something that you've done that has nothing to do with them whatsoever at all, and I've got to give you an opinion on it, and they can't fucking wait to do it. They can't wait, and I'm like, no.
Hi, John.
I like to wind them up as well, though. You know, I will wind them up. I will purposely do the opposite of whatever I've been, you know, told to do.
I think a lot of people are like that, though. And I'm kind of like that a little bit. If someone says, "What you need to do is this, this, and this," right, and then I'm like, "Well, no, actually, I want to do everything opposite to what you've just told us," because one, I didn't ask you. You know what I mean? Or like being told that I'm doing it wrong or whatever, but I'm doing it my way.
It's like that Frank Sinatra song, isn't it? You know, it's a brilliant song. I did it my way.
I did it my way. Yeah.
You know, I think respecting people, a large part of it is respecting them and allowing them to make their own mistakes.
And the thing is it like you could have something and 10 people can do it all a different way because that's how it works for them. And there's no wrong or right about it because it works for them.
And the thing is, like, Brumby Seller, John raises a good point here. You know, he's got a shop and he's got people who are there offering their opinion about how he should be running it, who have never had any experience of doing that before in their lives.
Yeah.
At all. Like, you've got no fucking experience. Fuck off. But then they get upset when you tell them that, you know, you're the fucking villain there.
Hi, Chrissy. Yeah. All right. So what's your last one?
People are catfish.
People are catfish.
Bloody catfishes. People who pretend to be someone that they're not for whatever reason, sometimes for financial or commercial gain, which I can understand more than the people who literally they like somebody, they want to go out with that person, they want to get to know them, etc. But they pretend to be somebody, they send pictures of somebody else, whatever. You know, maybe because they're insecure themselves or whatever.
I think that's in the case
time that is.
Yeah, and I totally get what you're saying, but I think some people, and having watched and I'm thinking of the program, actual catfish program, I think a lot of it is, I mean, there is obviously people trying to get back at people and things like that, but I think a lot of it is people who don't have any belief in themselves. They've got no self-confidence of like, and I think what happens is they get caught into something that they think they have control over, but then they realize that they like having someone to talk to, I guess, or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, don't get us wrong, it's not right.
I just view it as manipulation. Pure and simple manipulation. The intentions, you know, may be linked to whatever's going on for them, but just don't do it. If you, you know, if you
like I said, I don't agree with it. I don't think, but I do think
are just going to get hurt.
Totally, and
the person who does it, yeah, exactly. The person who does it. My catfish was, you know, went through a terrible time after I exposed her. My most recent one, I've had a few. I went out on a date with this young 20-something. I was 20-something at the time. Or what I thought was this young 20-something that I had, you know, built quite a promising relationship with. I, you know, obviously engaged in a bit of sexting with.
Yeah.
Went out on a date. Guess who turned up? Wasn't her. It was a 60-year-old bloke.
Oh yeah, I think I heard you talk about that.
So yeah, we go well for him, that one.
How could that one kind of like? How could they not think that you wouldn't be like?
I don't understand the mentality at all. Like, why even turn up?
Yeah, like why would they go there? Knowing fine fact that immediately obvious is that you're not even a woman. Like that's the immediate obvious. So how could you then?
It's like we don't have a relationship, we don't have anything. I'm just gonna like walk out.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Stephen because he put, but we had a nice meal, Andrew.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I think that's extreme. That's like majorly extreme. And I think Sarah said it's catfishing, not just lying. It is lying, essentially. It is. But what happens is that either lie, as in Andrew's case, totally, you know, presented themselves as a female, probably used someone else's pictures, I assume, etc., etc. And I think that's what it is. It's when they pretend to be someone completely different at all. You know,
you end up creating like almost a relationship with somebody who doesn't exist.
Yeah, because if you putting yourself out there and you're meeting someone, I don't know, if you're meeting someone on a dating website, but you've got your pictures, your name, whatever, you're going to put, you know, you're not going to put all your faults out there. Do you know what I mean?
I can understand not everyone is body positive, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not an oil painting, but fuck it, you know, I still think I'm gorgeous anyway. So, you know, I've got that confidence in myself. I didn't always have, you know. I used to be very shy and, you know, not and nervous, and you know, the old idea of going on a date used to petrify me. But you know, I overcame that. I became the man you see today. So, you know, it's possible, but it never ever even occurred to me to pretend to be someone that I, you know, wasn't, because logically makes no sense whatsoever.
It's like I went on a dating site it's about a year ago, I think. I was a bit drunk. Bad idea. But I had a drink and I signed up on some date. I think it was called Badoo or something. Now I went on there, but it was my pictures. You know, said that I was a larger person, blah blah blah. But I didn't go on and immediately speak about the wheelchair and stuff like that. It's not like I'm hiding that, but I just think, and it's not like I don't know. When I immediately speak to someone, I want something to talk about, but I don't want to be able to just go, right, I'm this, and there's my wheelchair, my legs don't work, because it just sounds so negative. Do you know what I mean?
Have you not tried wheelchairdating.com?
No.
Job done straight up front. Don't even have to worry about it. It's not a thing because people.
Well, the next year, I think, because I kind of was like, do you know what? I don't know if I can be asked with the whole, you know what I mean, like relationship thing. Like I don't know. Like I've been on my own that long and whatever. I couldn't be bothered. But like I wouldn't lie. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go on there and then if someone said, you know, something, I would explain, oh, I can't go there because I'm in a wheelchair, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And I would explain it, but over time, not like, that's what I mean. So I wouldn't lie. But you do put your best self forward, essentially. But there's a difference between catfishing and pretending to be someone else.
Yeah, so I don't count like somebody. There are people who put up a picture of themselves that's taken a few years ago, and it's one where they feel comfortable about it, look or whatever.
Yeah.
Make sure that it don't really look like it. It's not a fucking picture of them. That's not catfishing to me. That's just
no.
Here's a nice picture. I've put it up. Because men complain or ladies complain or they've turned up and they look nothing like their picture, but it was still them. So more for you for not asking more pictures or whatever.
Yeah, but that's something like you progress. To me, it's something you would progress to do. You would get to know them better, not immediately go out and on a date or whatever. Get to know them better, and then exchange more photos. Probably speak on the phone and stuff like that, and then eventually like meet up. But yeah, I met someone online who claimed to be Andrew, but when we met up, turned out that he was Harrison Ford.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Michelle's pointing to her photo, saying actual photo. I'm guessing that's your dog, Michelle, not you. So your dog's not typing for you.
I still want to see what Michelle looks like. She knows this. She is a mystery to me. She knows I don't like mystery.
Yeah, a lot of people have issues with, like, I mean, I used to have terrible issues around sharing a photograph, stuff like that. So yeah. Well, anyway, we've waffled on a bit.
My picture on YouTube used to be my logo because I didn't feel comfortable with how I looked. I've now realised that I'm fucking drop dead gorgeous. So now it's a picture of me.
This is well, I guess I am what I am, and I think that can change. I can't do nothing about it. So, like it or don't like it, it's me. Showing to Ginger Fox. Yeah, you are. That's true. Yeah, I suppose posting a picture of you in your 20s when you're in your 60s is probably pushing it a bit. I think Sylvie and Michelle are sniffing each other, and and nightlife is an actual night apparently, and I don't know what's happening in the chat. Anyway, right, moving on. So let's see. What I don't think there's really anything to save. I know I totally agree that catfishing is wrong. I do think that a lot of it is down to insecurity of the person. However, how they expect to get away with it, I don't know. It doesn't work. I hate people that always give you opinion, and there's no excuse for not washing unless you're physically unable, have a medical condition, or maybe some sort of mental health issue that's affecting you looking after yourself, I guess. But anyway, so people in the chat, do you want to banish people that always give your opinion? Type opinion. People that don't wash, type wash, or people that catfish, type catfish. So we shall see. I once saw on a guy's dating profile that stated he didn't want any messages from women on antidepressants. Jeez.
Christ.
Yeah, like when I looked on, I saw someone say they have to be slim, didn't want any fat bitches. So it's like, well, it's fine because I didn't want you either, mate. Do you know what I mean? And I was just like, yeah, you can have a preference, but like you don't have to be offensive. Do you know what I mean?
We all have a type.
Well, that's it. We all do.
You know, lots of people deny it and whatever. There's definitely a type that that people have. I know that I've got a soft spot for brunettes with big boobs, for example.
Yeah.
Don't mean I won't date somebody who's, you know, blonde with, you know, smaller boobs or anything like that, because, you know, I might form a really good connection with them, but I still have a type.
Yeah.
Don't know why we're talking about boobs.
You said it.
I wouldn't banish those, by the way.
No, I'm guessing you wouldn't. Be good though if you could get them interchangeable, I think. Peppers for each thing. All right, let's have a look. So we have playing with people's emotions so wrong. Catfish. Yeah. Catfish. Hashtag save the boobs.
Would you leave the blonde if baby brunette showed interest? I've never cheated on anyone in my life, so I definitely wouldn't cheat on anyone. So, you know, I would have to literally be single to.
My first thing is someone with some like sense of humor. I want someone I could have banter with and a laugh. Because I think if you like, you know what I mean? It just, yeah. Sylvia. Lainey is a bonny brunette with big boobs. Behave, Andrew. That's what you want. Yeah, but mine, like if I take my bra off, it just rolls out, so I have to roll them back up and stick them back up with tape. It's like
that sounds exactly like me when I take my boxer shorts off.
It's like them things when you blow through them at Christmas. What do you get them? I forgot what they're called.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever known what they're called. It's like streamers, not streamers.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called, but something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it would be good to be able to remove them temporarily when they're hurting your back. Yeah, or you could just like pass them to your boyfriend, say that, crack on, and go and do the dishes or something. Something like that. Or maybe do the dishes and then you can play with them for half an hour. Might as well get both. Boodars, party blower, is that what they're called? Yeah, that's what it is. All of them. Hi, Nicola. But catfish, I guess, yeah. What was this show about again? I have no clue. John. Anyway, catfish.
Just me ranting.
All right, next category is drinks.
Right, yeah. So this was a difficult one for me, really, because as you know, I pretty much drink anything. So, you know, and I'm assuming onion juice wasn't like there was going to be controversy if I went for that.
Which one is it?
I was going to go with onion juice, but I thought that would cause controversy, so I avoided that.
I don't think onion juice is a thing.
It's in pickled onions.
That's just vinegar.
Fucking onion juice when the onions are in it. Anyway, so we're not going with onion juice. The first thing I would banish, beer. Do you know why I would banish beer?
Beer.
I'm not particularly keen on the taste of it, but I always end up drinking it when I'm drunk. So I always have a bloody horrible taste in my mouth from it. Everyone talks about me opening or drinking beer, whatever. I drink cider. So that's just annoying, really. Like, you know, I'm autistic. I can't cope with fucking factual inaccuracies, so that pisses me off.
Yeah. But I have to agree. I don't like the taste of beer or lager. I can drink cider.
Well, and that's the confusing thing as well. There's so many fucking different varieties of it. Like, you know, you can't. I go in a place to say I'll have a pint of cider. Pretty much going to get a pint of cider. If I said a pint of beer, they'd be like, "Do you want lager? Do you want stout? Do you want bitter?" Fuck off! I just want a drink. So get rid of that. That's gone.
Right.
Next drink, tequila.
Tequila.
I used to love tequila when I was
Right.
a student, and then one night I went on a night out with sort of the two sort of groups of people that I used to hang out with in uni. There was me housemates
Mm-hmm.
who I lived with, and then there was this bunch of couple of years older lads, sort of final year students who'd come across, so I got on really well with, and they're like me mates,
Yeah.
And we both groups were out in the same bar one night in a tequila bar. It was great, I just flit in between the two, being a social butterfly, whatever. And then for some reason, one of my housemates decides to tell me that he doesn't like me. He was being a dick, and so I handled it not particularly well. I was a sensitive soul at the time, so I knocked back a lot of tequila, and then I was violently sick. And ever since then, I've not been able to drink tequila. Hits the back of my throat, I throw up. I have an
adverse reaction.
Severe reaction to it. So anyway, then a few years later, I'm on a date with this very good-looking girl. Nice girl, going on, date's going well. And she's buying in some drinks for us. She says, "Oh, we'll get some shots." I said, "Oh, yeah, it's fine." I said, "Just give me anything that's not tequila." She says, "If I have tequila, I will throw up." So what does she get me?
A tequila.
Drinking tequila. I don't, if I'm saying something like that, it's because it's true. So she gave me this tequila. I didn't know that that's what she'd got. So I just knocked the shot back. Straight away, projectile vomited all down her knee-high boots and all the rest of it, or whatever she had. I think they were knee-high on. So
right.
Needless to say, I didn't get a second date, even though it was her fault. I hasten to add, because I had forewarned her of this, and she'd obviously not believed me or whatever. So yeah, tequila ruined my potential relationship. Well, it was only a first date.
Or saved you from some disaster.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with the more pessimistic view. My life has been ruined by tequila.
All right, and what's your last drink?
What have I gone for last? Anything with coconut in it. Purely for taste reasons. Like, is it Malibu?
Yeah.
I just don't like the taste of it. No stories to tell or anything like that. It's just literally don't like. I like coconut milk. I can, as I like it, in a curry sauce, whenever I'm okay with. But
yeah,
an actual drink, just don't like anything with coconut
in. Okay, so right, I totally agree with you on beer. Don't like it, can't stand it, thinks it tastes minging, doesn't understand why people drink it, but whatever.
It just tastes weird.
Yeah, it's got horrible aftertaste.
It's the aftertaste that does it.
Yeah, it's rank. So tequila I've never had, and I would have saved it on the basis that you drinking it in the first place was your own fault, to the point that you were sick. Granted, it was because you were feeling the way you were feeling, but still, you're responsible for that.
No, absolutely not. No.
And the second point would be is that her buying you that could mean that it saved you from a really bad relationship. But I mean, you can think the opposite if you want. Hi, sarcastic storage stacker. That's hard to say with the sesses. And the last one, anything with coconut in. I love coconut. So obviously have to save coconut. Any drinks with coconut in. So yeah, I'm gonna save that. So the chat.
Tequila
Yeah,
is the one with the
tequila
worm.
is the one with the worm, yes. So people of the chat, do you want to banish beer, type beer, or do you want to banish tequila, type tequila? I love coconut. I'm not going to say that I have many coconut drinks. But I do love coconut. I love Bounty. It's like, yes. So banish beer or banish tequila. Here's an awesome drink. It's a great drink for a car date on Saturday to lubricate one's libido, is it? But you know what they say, wine is the fine liquor, is quicker. I'm allergic to wheat, so no beer for you. Right. Beer laced with the devil's ball bag sweat. That's yeah. That sounds a bit like Sharon. Something she'd have said. So beer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, beer goes. So beer in the banish bin.
Good choice.
All right.
Surprised at that. I didn't think that would end up in the banish bin.
Yeah, but I think a lot of men seem to drink like whiskies and wines and stuff now. I think more than ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
Anyway, moving on. So your next category was bands or singers.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, pretty easy category, really. I mean, to be honest, the biggest challenge I had was picking just 3. Because as we know, there is only one decent band and one decent singer in the world, and that is Queen and Freddie Mercury.
You can't just like that and nothing else, though. You must have other.
Have we not met?
Yes, we have. But I mean, and I know that they're your favourite, but you must like other stuff too.
No, so yeah, basically, you know, I had my free reign pick of the entire rest of the world, but I've picked 3.
Right.
First one is Take That.
Take That. Okay.
My sister, big Take That obsessive. I was subjected to that oral torture from a very young age because, as we know, I'm only 21 now. So
yeah, you do know when they came out, don't you?
Yeah, but they've reformed about 15 different times since, which again is annoying. So yeah, I was subjected to them from a very young age. Absolute oral to relight my fire. Fuck off. I don't want to relight no fire. I want to set you on fire. I don't want to bloody relight it. I want you to be already on fire, burning a horrible death. So yeah, Take That and go.
Bit harsh.
It's
I think
Bruno Mars for a long time. I had a real hatred for, but he has grown on me since he got older. He's become less offensive, so we'll put Take That in. I know Robin Williams, when he went single, he actually produced a couple of Oakley songs. Yeah, so Robin Williams, he might survive the fire. Second one, No Life, the Irish band.
Who?
No Life.
Westlife is that?
Yes, East Life. Yes, band them. They're too good looking. And I just take that one. And I just take that one of these. You know, I mean, if you're going to copy a band, copy a decent one like Queen, not
Yeah.
not frigging Take That. So yeah, get rid of Westlife.
Right. So take that, Westlife. And which other boy band is the third
No Direction can go.
one? One Direction.
So No Direction for slightly different reasons, right? So this is supposed to be like the fucking biggest band in the world and whatever, and everyone fucking loves them, right? I can't sell their merchandise for shit on eBay.
Well, no, because the shite now and all fell apart. And
Well, exactly. So, like, if you're going to do your band, do it properly, stick together, make sure that your merch is worth some money. So when I come along to sell it, I'm not selling it a car boot for 50p because I thought I was going to make a fortune on it and I've actually lost money. So they can go for just that reason. And they're too pretty as well. And they didn't let me in the band.
right. So who am I going to save? Well, One Direction don't bother me, to be honest. I don't mind a bit of cheesy Westlife.
It's like, name me
Um,
one decent song they've ever done that wasn't a Take Back clone. I
that
would
wasn't.
rather listen to Take. In fact, I would rather listen. I regret probably Take That as my first choice now. I would rather listen to Take That than I would listen to Bloody East
I
Life.
mean, it's all cheese. You know, everyone in a white suit stand up off a chair at that point count at the right moment and whatever. However, having said that, I am going to save Take That.
What?
Um, I not. I do like some of that old stuff, some of that cheesy stuff. I do like a bit of Robbie.
You've got to separate Robbie from the band. No, I mean he did.
Well, he did, but
My sister was in tears
he
for
was part
days.
of
I was delighted.
it. So I'm going to save Take That. So people of the chat, if you want to banish Westlife, put Westlife. If you want to banish One Direction, put 1D. Make it easy. It's what all of that stuff.
Yeah, I can't believe you say Take
Yes,
That.
John, they are back for good.
Ali is never gonna let me hear the end of this now. It being freaking saved.
Well, you know, because I've saved them for her, she might be all right with it.
So are they saying they want to save One Direction?
No, it's banish One Direction.
Yeah, I can accept that. I mean, to be honest, they all need banishing. So it's a tough decision the chat have to face there. Really
Yeah.
tough decision for all of them.
Yep, I'll take that as 1D gone. One Direction between them. All right.
Goodbye, One Direction.
Yep. Okay, so the next category is things people say.
Have I got time for a quick toilet break before we get on to this? Because
Yeah.
this one could take a while.
Go on then.
I'll be back. Oh crap! I've just stepped on a plate.
You've just stepped on a what?
A plate. Oh shit! I've stepped in everywhere. This is not going well. I'll be back.
No problem. Stephen, what is that with the arrows and the dots? Is that like a chest or something? I don't know. I don't know what the arms are. Well, there might be arms, mightn't it? Bear has no daddy. Wouldn't want to banish them if there were 40 double D. No, he wouldn't. That's true, Sylvia. It's very true. Of course there were directions. Makes total sense, Stephen. Makes total sense. But you know me. Yeah. See, Sylvia got it. I'm just not in. Not in most days. Please be patient. Andrew's cleaner is on film. Oh my God, Lenny, how are you coping, girl? Ah, it's all good. I'm good, me. Nee bother. Can you at least save Zane? You can just have Zane. Nicola, we'll just do that. You're too enamored. I don't know. Don't give us complicated words, Sylvia, because you know my brain.
Right.
Hi, Dave.
Andrew, not Dave.
Yeah.
Dave knows.
All right, things people see. Go.
Okay. Right. So, you know, as soon as somebody starts a sentence with the words, I'm not being funny, but they're about to say something that A, isn't funny, and B, is massively fucking offensive to you as an individual person. Yeah?
Yeah.
I've never, I don't think I've ever used that expression to somebody else, you know.
I think I can't remember if it was Carla, but someone said a similar thing, which was, I'm not being offensive, but
Yeah, you are.
yeah,
Yeah, as soon as you say that, you're
yeah,
being offensive. So yeah, you know, I mean that one just stands on its own, really. It doesn't need an
yeah.
explanation.
It's like I'm going to be completely rude
Yeah,
and offensive, and
I think I can get away with it by saying I'm not being funny, but no, you can't. As soon as somebody says that to me, like if you've even got a sentence in, I say, look, I'm just going to stop you there, because if you're about to say something that's going to be like you look like a massive dick, I don't want to hear it.
mm,
When I don't start that with, I'm not being funny, but I just fucking straight in. So
yeah,
yeah, no, but ban that one.
yeah. As Sylvia says, don't mean to be rude, but or Joan saying, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but yeah, if it's
Yeah,
always
I do.
the
I
but
do.
in
Yeah, that's a good one, that Joan. As soon as we say that again, it's another one where
Aaron said, I'm not being funny, but I love meta fit photos. He's your friend. Not that he's not my friend. That's
were we not talking about Lucas earlier? I can't even remember what we were saying about him every day
oh,
earlier.
about the onion thing.
Yeah, Lucas, you won't believe it, Lucas. I tried to save your life before. I tried to put onions in the banish bin to save your life. Lainey didn't believe that people could be allergic to onions.
No, it's not that I didn't believe it in the sense because I know Joan is and she gets sick, like physically sick. But Joan also knows to avoid onions. Don't call me old fashioned, but don't take this the wrong way. It's your fault for being offended.
Yeah, dickheads.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I can
Okay.
guarantee to you, if you try saying that to me, you will not complete your sentence. So don't even bother trying.
Lucas is a changed guy. He's eating onions as we speak.
He's definitely not. She's definitely winding him up. So yeah, right. The next one, the expression. This is something I hate particularly as an autistic because it was one I had to go through several rounds of therapy with my specialist to like have it fucking explain to me what it meant because it's just not a concept I understood at all.
Right.
But just be yourself. This phrase, it makes no sense to an autistic because our reaction is, well, I am myself. I can't be anyone else. It's physically impossible for me to
Yeah.
be anyone else. It has taken years for me to understand what that phrase meant. And all that time, I've had people saying it to me, and
Mm.
it was just like, made my head want to explode because I can't compute this. The whole thing does make no fucking sense at all.
Yeah.
The worst thing to say to me is just be yourself because I'm like, what the fuck else are we going to be? I'm not fucking Marilyn Monroe, am I? You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that.
I think exactly what you're
It was
saying.
costing me 40 quid an hour, and we were having sessions just devoted to that freaking phrase.
Yeah.
So that phrase cost me 200 quid before I understood
Because it's like a literal thing, like a literal explanation. So
yeah,
yeah.
I would not. Yeah,
Yeah, because I remember my nephew's got autism, and I remember saying to him, "No, you can't run because." But what I didn't explain is because he couldn't go up the stairs right then. It was being painted, etc. But he was pointing out that he could run up the stairs and showed us how to do stairs, like improve my point. You know what I mean? And obviously it was all in the phrasing. But yeah, I think the just be yourself thing is usually used in like terms of like when someone is nervous about something, isn't it? That kind of thing. If you just be yourself. I mean, you can't be anyone else. You're right. You can't be anyone else.
It made no sense. People say it to me, and I'm like, be walking away, and it would play on my mind for ages. You know,
Yeah.
what do I mean? So I didn't have the confidence at the time to be able to say, look, I'm sorry, but I don't actually understand what you mean by that. Can you say it in a different way, because it makes no
Yeah.
sense to me. You know, I didn't. Well, a lot of the time, did it? You know, first time, I didn't even know I was autistic, so you know that didn't help. But yeah, it cost me over 200. It cost me 200 quid to work out.
Yeah. I think
Work out
it's also one of those things that nobody thinks about. You know what I mean? I've had it said loads of times to me. You know, and it's not meant in like it's not meant to upset anyone, but I can understand why someone with autism or Asperger's would take it as a literal thing. So, are you texting?
I am. I am
Tell
texting my.
because you suddenly couldn't do two things at once there.
I'm texting me boss in work. Sorry, we just had something come up.
All right.
It'll be fine anyway. Sarah's got a question there. Do you know where you are on the spectrum? Higher functioning. What would have been termed as Asperger's, but very close to the cusp of neurotypicalness. Not far away from it. You know, there's a lot of things that I can understand and do cope with quite well. So I was hence not picked up as autistic until I was in my 30s. Sorry, teens, late teens.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I'm only going to be 21 this 21 this year. Yeah, it was only a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago now, I think.
All right. And things people say the last thing.
Oh, right, yeah, this is another personal one to me. Like, as soon as somebody says to me something like, I can't remember how they quite phrase it, but I've heard it so many times. It's like, you know, I do appreciate you. Like, they're saying, actually, you know, basically what they're saying is, I've never told you that I appreciate you in any way. And I'm feeling bad because I realise I treat you like shit. So I'm just going to say this now and that'll be okay, sort of thing. So yeah, people say to me like, I know how to put it. I do appreciate you, you know, just randomly, unprompted. Every time somebody has said that to me, within a week or two, we've stopped speaking for the rest of our lives. Without fail. Every time. And they're saying it because actually they've probably been treating you like shit. Which has prompted him to say this unsolicited remark. So yeah, for me personally, that is just a personal one. But as soon as somebody says that to me, I just know, like deep down, that I'm probably, you know, I'm heading towards a car crash with this person.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It just always works out that way. Always.
Kind of like, why didn't you say thank you at every time that you helped them or whatever it was, rather than just like, you know, say nothing?
Yeah, it's just that I think they're acknowledging themselves that they don't.
Yeah.
Maybe that in itself makes me think, well, actually, maybe they've got a point. Maybe they don't treat me as they should.
Yeah.
And changes the mindset a bit. But yeah, every time something like that suddenly comes in a conversation, I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
so this
it's
one's going
nice
to
to
be a
have a random acknowledgement of appreciation, Ali, but it's when it makes you realise that this person's actually been treating you like shit and they're using it. It's more of a they've realised it, and in order, I think, to keep you continuing in that role that they want, they then say that randomly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just randomly a random showing of appreciation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Excuse them treating you purely to balance out mistreatment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that happens too much.
Yeah, it's a bit like he beats me, but he loves me. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the last person who said that to me, I walked away from it. Every person who has no longer part of my life and won't ever be again. So
Yeah.
it's different. Like Ali, for example, a good friend of mine. I know full well she appreciates me. She doesn't need to tell me that because her every gesture and just how she is in my company, whatever, tells me that. You know, she treats me well as a person. You know, so
yeah. There's nothing that is needed apologising for or whatever, which is kind of what that is.
Yeah.
It's their own guilt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Essentially, and it's usually like narcissists or whatever, that kind of thing.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's very true, Stephen. Words have less value than actions. You can say anything you like, but if you don't prove it, it's yeah. And people do that. All right, so what we got again? So I'm not being funny, but or just be yourself. Yeah, I guess I get what you're saying in that sense. I don't think it's meant in any way, but I could understand how it would affect someone who takes things literally. So I'm going to leave it to let the Banish bin decide. And then someone who randomly says that they appreciate you when really it's just a case of to cover them for themselves because they've been mistreating you. Yeah. So people of the Banish bin chat. If you want to banish, I'm not being funny, but type funny. If you want to banish, just be yourself, type yourself. And if you want to banish, you know I do appreciate you, type appreciate. There you go. And we shall see.
Cancelling session this Banish bin tonight.
Yeah. D, you know, and it's free.
I thought you could now.
Nah, I'm good, me. Money doesn't motivate me at all. Right, I think it's going to be funny. I'm not being funny, but £40 all round then. Huh? £40.
No.
Yeah.
So funny is being
Funny
banished.
is good. I'm not being funny, but yeah. So when people try to use that as an excuse for not being offensive, which is what essentially what they try to do. All right, so the last category is random mix. So you can choose anything from any type of topic you wish.
So I picked 3 items for this. You'll be surprised to hear.
Okay.
The first one is negative feedback on eBay. In fact, the entire fucking feedback system on eBay should be gone. Antiquated system where people can, in order to extort money from you, threaten you with negative feedback because they know or leave negative feedback because they then know that to rectify the situation, you'll give them their money back when there was nothing wrong with the product in the first place. Just get rid of it. It serves no purpose. eBay has service metrics around delivering items being as described, accepted as an entire system people can go through to get their money back. There is no need for a feedback system that can be used to exploit sellers. So I would definitely get rid of that.
Right. I mean, but what about, so if you've bought something, right, and the seller that you bought it from was a knobhead and a twat, and you put a negative feedback.
I'd put a return in.
Yeah, but imagine, right, if you, I don't know, he was ignoring you or whatever.
It doesn't matter because eBay would handle the return anyway. And
Yeah, no, but you still got the option to put a feedback, though, wouldn't you? But
yeah,
you would
but
not do that.
There's not really any point anyway, because
Chris,
a lot of people don't read the feedback.
no, because they know that eBay would probably respond in there with favor. I think.
Oh, I mean, buyers don't read feedback anyway, so it's not really necessarily warning buyers. All it's doing is giving a tool for scammers to use potentially to scam people with.
I do look, I think, but then I would look at their, so if their thing's 99.9% or 99.5% or whatever, I probably wouldn't look, right? But if they're like 80 odd or 92, I might look and see.
That's another thing. If you're you could be a brilliant seller, but you've only sold 25 items.
Yeah, because sometimes it's opinion of someone, or they don't read it properly, or and I do get that.
And you have like an 80% feedback record, and it's like you've only had one bad experience that actually probably might not have even been a bad experience. So no,
yeah,
there's better ways for measuring.
And I do think that they need to maybe look into the way they do things, but I think they need to look in the way they do things. But I don't think that taking away the negative feedback side of things is completely right. Whether that's just something in what eBay does, but anyway. Okay, what's your second random?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
Fucking every time I'm chatting to a girl or whatever, fucking Harry Potter fans, and I can't stand it. And like, yeah, I just like, I don't understand what's the attraction. It's just a massive fucking dweeb. What's the attraction to him? You know. Plus, I used to get compared to looking like Harry Potter. That was annoying. And then, like, I'm talking to somebody, right? And say I've gone on, back in the days of doing online dating, we were going for like shared interests, you know, so sci-fi and fantasy is a category as a shared interest. Well, fucking Harry Potter fans tick that, don't they? They're not interested in any science fiction or anything that I'm interested in. Just fucking interested in Harry Potter. And the whole fucking, they're like some big fucking Harry Potter obsessive. And I'm thinking this is my future wife. No, it's fucking not, because I am not listening to you bang on about Harry fucking Potter the rest of my life. I don't even like other sci-fi fans that much. So I've got no fucking chance with a Harry Potter fan. At all. So yeah, just so maybe not Harry Potter actually, you know, that's not cause offence, just Harry Potter fans perhaps is what should be gone.
But then, like, that's Nia. Nia's clearly a Harry Potter fan. Lee likes Harry Potter. I'm not sure if Aaron is or isn't.
Well, I'm sorry, folks, but you can. If I have to have another fucking conversation about Harry Potter, the only redeeming feature about Harry Potter is people pay crazy prices for Harry Potter stuff that they could get in a supermarket for £2 and they'll pay 15 on eBay for it.
Yeah.
That's the only redeeming thing about Harry Potter. But yeah, the rest of my life, all I'm going to hear about is Harry Potter. It's going to be bigger than Star Wars.
Bell's fuming, apparently.
But Banished She's banished, Chris. You need a new wife.
Spiky little twat on a broom.
Exactly. Exactly, Sarah. What's the point in it?
All right.
It's a thing for kids. Kids enjoy it. Great. My nephew
Star Wars though.
No, Star Wars is not for kids. Star Wars is an adult film.
No, you liked that when you were a kid. Don't pretend. And also, I know like hundreds of kids who have Star Wars figures and stuff like that.
There were no children in the original Star Wars trilogy. There was in the fucking Phantom shite. They're on the original Star Wars trilogy. Harry Potter, full of kids. Clear difference there.
Yeah, but they had 2 robots and a Harry Chewbacca. That's enough for kids, isn't it? And flying.
They're not
machinery
kids.
Things.
They're not kids, though, are they?
Like, no, but it was
a robot in a film doesn't make it a kids' film. I'm afraid that's not a criteria.
Yeah, but I think loads and loads of kids watched Star Wars.
I'm saying it didn't, but I'm saying that fucking Harry Potter is most definitely better for kids, and that's where it should stay as a kids' film.
But I don't mind Harry Potter, and
you
I'm not.
No taste. You're also banished. You should be banished now from this channel. You can no longer be host.
Aaron said basically Andrew is Slytherin.
Don't know what that means.
It's a house. Anyway, what's your last choice?
Electric cars.
Electric cars.
Yeah, fucking ban them. Right. I've all for saving the environment, saving the planet. I have no problem with that at all. Electric cars don't fucking do that. The batteries and the shit that goes into making them, made some of the worst fucking polluting factories in the world, and then transported over here on a massive fucking container ship to assemble a thing. They ain't saving the planet, right? What they are doing, right, and the electricity that's coming from them, is that all from renewable sources? I don't think so, right? But what they are doing, right, is to drive around freaking Sainsbury's car park, right, with no sound, you can't hear them, coming up and nearly fucking running me over nearly every freaking day that I'm dropping off the parcels. Nearly every day. Like, fucking electric car. It's the same fucking bloke.
Do you look left and right?
Of course I look left and right. He's coming behind me, Lainey. He's behind me.
He's behind you.
I ain't fucking looking behind me.
No, but surely he sees you, so then he can't run you over.
I can't hear him.
He's in front of me.
And he comes driving up, nearly into the fucking back of me. Dickhead. I turn round, there he fucking is. Electric cars. You can't. If I heard a car coming behind me, I'd be a bit on my guard. I'd be like, oh, hang on. You know, this car's coming behind me. Where's it going? If you heard it, you would, wouldn't you? You can't hear it. You cannot prepare yourself for potential death.
But if someone's driving and they're driving at you, like coming, and then they just go to run you over, they're going to do that whether it's electric car or not.
At least you'd hear them, Lainey, is my point. You would hear them if they were driving a petrol car. Electric car.
You could save yourself.
Exactly. You have more of a fucking fighting chance. Driving an electric car is just an assassin's tool. So a number of times I've nearly been run over by an electric car because he's not looking where he's going and I can't hear him. Ban him.
I mean, obviously the electric car is like a progression.
And exactly as Sarah says, yeah. Perfect for predators because you can't hear it coming up behind you. Predator's car.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they fitted a noise machine to it, I actually would have less of a problem with them. But they're not saving the planet. They're not. They actually cause more harm in their manufacturing process than buying a second-hand car ever would.
Yeah.
So their purpose is negated in life.
Yeah.
And they're silent but deadly killers. It's a missile that can travel along at 100+ miles an hour and you can't hear it coming.
Yeah. So but then isn't that the driver's fault? Because if they essentially
if that driver was driving a petrol car, you would hear them.
No, I know, but like if you take off the side of the sound issue, if a person
you can't. But why would I take my argument away?
No, I suppose that's true. But like for me, right? Because obviously I've got RoboBit, right? Well, you can't hear me because it's electric.
You can't kill me in it though.
It would hurt.
It would hurt, but I was not, and I have been hit by mobility scooters before where people
because that thing doesn't stop. Like if you press forward, it just doesn't stop.
It just goes, yeah.
It just goes. But
and I've survived. I've been pissed off, but I've not been
seriously
but you've
injured. Not. But yeah. But I'm aware. You know what I mean? That someone's in front of me because they're in front of me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah. Electric cars don't bother me really.
And to be fair, right? What if you were blind?
And
you had to rely on other senses.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're screwed. You know, you're stepping out onto like a public, road. You're going across the crossing, and you think it's safe to cross because you can't see, but you can. All of a sudden, you're squashed flat by an electric car.
Yeah. I'll let the chat argue that out.
Scare electric cars. Lucas, if you could tell me somebody's been killed by a scare electric car, I'll eat my hat.
I bet you there's somebody somewhere that has. Somebody somewhere.
They'd be on Google looking for it now. So yeah, killers. Absolute killers.
So, negative feedback on eBay. Whilst I agree that it needs changing, I'm not 100% sure that it should be banished. I do quite like Harry Potter, and I also like Harry Potter fans. So therefore, there's that argument. As for electric cars, yeah, I can get what you're saying with it being silent, but it doesn't really affect me. But then I suppose if there was an electric car behind RoboBit,
do a lot of damage.
Yeah, there's that.
The need to put like remember in the old days, I'm not saying you remember this, but I'm sure you'll have heard about it, like how when cars first came along, they used to have a bloke with a flag walking in front of them to ward of the presence of the car.
Did they?
Yeah, so we need something similar for electric cars. Obviously not a bloke with a flag. But
not a bloke with a flag. That's to go everywhere.
You can hear it. Like a Prius, you can hear because it makes a whining sound, but that's a hybrid anyway.
Yeah.
Electric cars have horns. You rely on the driver to press it. Do you know how many people get run over and they haven't pressed the car driver hasn't pressed their horn? Electric cars, murderers. What about bicycles? I can only name 3 things, Pete.
All right, so I am going to save Harry Potter and his fans.
Unbelievable.
Because
you've ruined my life. You've ruined the rest of my life, Lainey.
My son really likes it. My daughter's not arse-like, but my son likes it.
She's got good taste. I knew that.
And I've got people in the chat that I like who like Harry Potter. So there you go. So people in the chat, if you want to banish.
Can we banish Sarah? She's bullying me now. She's bullying me. Go on, Sarah, out.
Finding sound like you. So if you want to banish negative feedback on eBay, then type eBay. And if you want to banish electric cars, type electric. Hi, Mel.
Bloody hell. For Christ's sake, Mel, you've turned up at the end now. There's the last question. Useless. Calls herself a fan.
Right. Electric cars are winning so far. Lainey, I didn't know you were featuring the sexiest reseller in the world today. I'm not a reseller though.
I said featuring, don't worry.
I know, but I'm featured always.
Sarah wants to ban Harry Potter. She's redeeming herself now after offending me a minute ago.
Yeah, did you? I think she said that she had a queen tattoo on her leg or something.
Bloody hell.
I'm sure
Sarah,
that's what I said earlier.
hit
Did I
me
read
up.
that right, Sarah? Or was that
Hit me up on Instagram, Sarah. Money Mental UK. Accept them. You can show me your tattoo.
Yeah, I'm sure she said that. Or it was me just seeing things. Right, we've got 1 for eBay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 for eBay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, eBay. Negative feedback on eBay is vanished. So there you go.
I thought electric cars had won that one.
You have a queen-themed thigh of tattoos.
I need to see this now, Sarah. You have to show me. It's like two of my favourite things combined into one.
What, thighs and queen?
Exactly. Perfect.
Or is it tattoos and queen?
Thighs and queen.
Well, that's the end. And that was really good. Did you enjoy it?
Thought that was an eventful experience. I still, believe that.
Do you feel such release though? Like you've managed to escape all these things and get rid of some.
I think there was some moments of controversy. I'm still not happy that onions are still allowed in the world. So we need to address that in the future. But we've survived the Banish bin. I've won. I am the winner. Thank you, Lainey. Wonderful host. I think we can all agree on that. That Lainey has been a great host as always.
Thank you. Lainey, can you do one of this coffee things, please? Oh, you mean to? I don't like coffee, but it's my brother. Wow, onions. I know what you mean, but I don't have it. But thank you for thinking anyway. How are you doing, brother? Yeah, but yeah, it was really good, and I don't know if Peter answered us or not. Did anyone see?
What was Peter answering?
About doing it next week.
Oh, Mr. Ray, I don't know. Apologies.
Okay, William. Good. Mel likes your haircut. Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Mel. I like your haircut too.
Aaron says the most impressive thing is Andrew hasn't been caught up in some form of cheating scandal.
Well, Lucas has obviously missed the controversy.
Onion issue.
Game. Yeah, there was scandal, Lucas.
Yes, you missed it. You need to watch back.
I was forced under protest to change my answers because apparently I was cheating.
Well, don't cry for me, Onion Tina. Yeah, you'll have to rewatch. But anyway, thank you very much, Andrew. I've just said I think it's going to repeat the next week, but it'll be shown anyway eventually. But thank you very much, everyone, for watching and taking part. It's been good fun, and I shall see you all later. So bye. It's our good week time, isn't it?
Money Mental UK on Instagram, ladies.
And his YouTube is linked below anyway. Bye, everyone.